Saludos. Welcome to another episode of The Wandering Broker. I am your host, Jose Quiñones, the broker of record with Linda Vista Real Estate out of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. My co-host, Marquisa Edmond, all things residential lender, phenomenon. And our guest, Clay Sneed, commercial lender. What's going on? How you guys doing today?
What's up? I'll pull up.
That's what's going on. So, hey, this is an improv we are doing today.
Yeah.
Marquisa and I were getting ready to do the podcast, and we invited Clay to come and talk to us. And the conversation we were having before the show started was about insurance. You know, how we are seeing lots of people getting mortgages, but they're not getting insurance in case something happens. And I mean like life insurance. You know, God forbid, spouse die. How are we going to maintain this house? Was that it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Talk to me a little
Absolutely.
bit about that. Why is it so important?
Well, I think for the biggest part is, you know, a lot of times, you know, spouses, they get into a big transaction. You know, doing a mortgage is like a lifetime transaction, usually 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So when you're making a decision that's that important, you want to make it right and you want to make sure that you're protected. Oftentimes, you know, the income or the revenues from each spouse is not generally the same. In some cases, yeah, but in most cases, it's not. So that the spouse that, you know, may not have that income that could sustain a mortgage in case something was to happen, you know, to the husband or the wife, needs to be protected. And oftentimes people do not even think about that when they get into a mortgage. So it's just a really good topic to remind people about, that you do have that option, and it's pretty inexpensive most times.
I know that's what's so crazy, you know, and I can just, full transparency, I was in the same boat, you know. I got into real estate, you know, life changed, and then I start politicking, right, having conversations with like-minded individuals, and they were educating me on, hey, do you have a policy? Do you have life insurance? I'm like, nah, I own all these property. I don't need none of that.
Right.
You know, and they was like, okay, yeah, but how fast something happens to you, can your wife just go and get the money out of them houses? It's going to take a minute. So
Right.
life insurance is so important. And we've already experienced that to some of the people that we've helped. And in the last 2 years, they've been in the same boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's a fact, you know, even down to not only insurance in that way, but medical insurance. You know,
Yeah.
what does a spouse do when they get into a lending transaction? Something happens to their spouse, and all of a sudden they have all these bills that they have to take care of. They have to make sure that they're in the right situation if something was to ever happen. You don't want to think about it, but you kind of have to think about it, you know.
Yes.
So I do have a question for you both. In the commercial side and the residential side, Marquisa, like when you are, first of all, like first-time home buyers, I'm just going to focus on first-time home buyers. They're just trying to wrap their heads around.
The home buying process is enough to the point where life insurance and things of that nature just aren't on the table for the most part. It just really isn't. As you know, in the last couple of years, what we had to go through in this market just to secure a home, right? That has been an emotional process. And then during the process, we're talking about homeowners insurance, but we're not talking about life insurance and protecting yourself should something happen to your household income after you're in the home. So this is exciting. This is great because even after the transaction is done, which a lot of times we are still on board with our clients, we become friends, we become family. That is a conversation that should be going on because, like you said, it is fairly inexpensive.
You know, the more and more, you know, we talk about this, and I think this is because I'm not an insurance agent. You guys
I'm
are
not
not
an
insurance
insurance
agents. So this is just out of value, out of the desire, because we are seeing it every day. So my question to you both is this. As we know, most people, first-time home buyers, they when they get to that point that they told you, yep, you are pre-qualified for this amount. Prior to that, at that time, should they be thinking also and budgeting in, probably having a conversation with a life insurance agent to figure out what that price point is going to be, so that can be factored in to their day-to-day expensive, right? And I know that can sometimes throw off that bottom line for that mortgage.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's the right place to have that conversation, because they're already speaking to their agent about homeowners insurance. And at that time, it's typically someone that they already have auto insurance with, right? So now you're going back for, so to speak, bundle package. I already have my auto insurance with you. Now I want to, and I may already have renter's insurance with you, but now I want my homeowner's insurance with you, okay? That for sure. And they send the lender their quote, their policy. We bind it in, and it's locked and loaded at closing. But it's great right then and there to also say to your agent, hey, and I want to go ahead, if you don't already have something in place, I want to consider life insurance and what that will look like with me obtaining this home.
Ooh, thank you.
Man, yeah,
Right?
that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. It's just so important, man.
Yeah.
And the more and more, here I am, 8 years deep into real estate, going on my 9th year, and now it's like really the bell is ringing. That as I meet with people, I am having that conversation. And as agents, also, I just want to throw out there that we can't not be scared of losing the deal, right? Because sometimes, as salespeople, you think about, well, if I throw this out there and they seriously start thinking about this and this throws that budget off, I might lose a client. They might want to wait until they make more money.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'd rather take that risk because I'm giving out that value. And it's up to them to make, now that my client is better informed to make that decision. Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Yes. You
Any-
think so, Clay?
I do. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
All right. Anything else?
No, I would say a part of the home buying process is really evaluating your finances anyway. We're already in the position, it's already on the table. Budgeting your new utilities, which you assume those to be your mortgage payment. You really do take a look at everything. And you have so many clients that are really asking you those type of questions anyway, as far as I've had clients that say, hey, how much do you think this is going to be in my new home, and things of that nature. So we're in a position where we can offer them some great advice. So.
All right, awesome. So, and as we transition off, I just want to say this, man, Clay, we would love to have you back, because as we are having this conversation, one of the things that I'm thinking about, man, I would love for us to have a conversation on how a person, right? Everybody wants to be an investor, and I'm of the mindset that once you own a home, you are an investor, right? Yeah. There's a lot of people that call me, Jose, how can I utilize my current home to chase some other dreams? Possibly some commercial stuff. So I would love to have a conversation about how can someone go from that level to the next level. Are you down for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, so we'll do that, man. That's something that we can queue up and make happen. Marquisa, if people want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Oh, you can simply go to marquisaedmond.com, or you can call me at 302-824-8587. I would love to help.
Clay?
You can hit me at clay.snead, CLAY.SNEAD @yahoo.com. And my number is 302-249-3808.
And as always, my name is Jose Quiñones, the broker of record for Linda Vista Real Estate. If you are thinking about selling or buying, call us here at the office, 302-313-1600. May you have a phenomenal day.